Jeremy Clarkson, the OG of BBC, Top Gear, and the Grand Tour, has a track record of keeping a multi-million-dollar car collection, from the highly practical Lamborghini Gallardo Spyder to the wildly impractical Ford GT. But not every car stays in his collection for long. Here, we will explore the 15 cars that have passed through Clarkson's hands over the years. Before that, do like and subscribe to our channel to keep yourself updated with the exciting car content. First up, we have 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo LP560 Spyder. Jeremy Clarkson has a serious passion for supercars, especially those that deliver massive power and insane speed. His philosophy? Simple. Go as fast as possible in a straight line. And of course, he never misses a chance to tease Richard Hammond when he's behind the wheel of an electric supercar. Clarkson's heart beats for fuel-guzzling beasts that make an ear-splitting roar with a 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, which is why the Lamborghini Gallardo, with its thunderous 5.0-liter V10, was a dream car for him. He loved it so much that he bought one right after testing it on Top Gear. However, it seems he parted ways with his Lambo back in 2017. Next up is the 2002 Lotus Elise 111S. The Lotus Elise 111S is a fun little sports car powered by a VVC Rover K-Series engine with a VVT-type tech. This tiny machine pushed out 158 brake horsepower from a 1.8-liter i4 engine. Not bad for its size. Back in the day, if you wanted a sporty fun ride without breaking the bank, the Lotus Elise 111S was the perfect choice. And with that sleek chip-cutter front grille, it definitely turned heads wherever it went. Another standout is the 1986 Alfa Romeo GTV6. Jeremy Clarkson had a bit of a love-hate relationship with the ultra-rare Alfa Romeo GTV6, which was made between 1981 and 1987. He described it as both the best and worst car he ever owned. In his own words, it simply never worked, but I loved it to death. It was like a really badly behaved dog. This is a common theme with Clarkson. He tends to fall for cars that capture his heart, but they often come with their fair share of problems. It seems that the most fun cars to drive usually are the ones that compromise on reliability. Moving on to Clarkson's another off-pick, 2005 Ford GT. Clarkson may have taken on more than he could handle when he bought the rare 550 horsepower 2005 Ford GT. At first glance, this powerful American supercar seemed like an ideal match for him, but it didn't take long for Clarkson to realize it was far from practical as a daily driver. The car's security alarm constantly went off, it couldn't even fit on the Hammersmith Bridge, and the immobilizer and tracking system gave him endless issues. Eventually, he had to let it go. It caused more headaches than joy, and he wasn't a fan of sitting so low to the ground. 2011 Aston Martin Virage. Initially designed to sit between the DB9 and the DBS, the Aston Martin Virage was larger and more robust than many of its Aston Martin siblings, making it a perfect match for the tall Clarkson and his big pot belly. The Virage name was essentially a bridge between the older DB9 and the newer model, swapping out the Virage badge for a DB9 one. With its impressive V12 engine, this car is sure to excite any gearhead, especially someone like Clarkson who's always craving more power. 2014 Rally MFB Bentley Continental GT. So what's the story with the Bentley from the Grand Tour? Well, Jeremy Clarkson held on to it. Caught tearing around his farm in 2020 when the mud started rolling in. Despite the roll cage, oversized tires, and other modifications that might arise eyebrows among Bentley purists, Clarkson left it just as it was. Wouldn't you? This beast of a car, the 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 500 horsepower Bentley Continental GT, is a massive 6,000-pound luxury coupe. With a few tweaks, it's the ultimate ride for cruising between his sheep and farm store. Next pick is the 1993 Ford Escort RS Cosworth. Late at night, when all I wanted was to get home, there it would be, sitting there, angry and ready for a fight. Clarkson recalled in his Sunday Times driving column. Enter the Ford Escort RS Cosworth, a rally-inspired hatchback that's all about superior handling and exhilarating speed. It's no wonder Clarkson added this beauty to his personal collection. With a jaw-dropping top speed of 145 miles per hour, this sporty hatchback is nothing short of impressive. And let's not forget its eye-catching third wing that truly makes it stand out from the crowd. Talk about a twist in the story. 2012 Porsche 911. Jeremy Clarkson is all about fast and sporty cars, so you'd expect the legendary rear-engine Porsche 911 to be right in his wheelhouse. But surprisingly, that's not the case. While Richard Hammond and James May sing its praises, Clarkson has taken aim at the 911 on several occasions. In fact, he once joked that he was too well endowed to drive one. Yet despite his reservations, he ultimately bought a 911 and even took it for a spin at a Help for Heroes fundraiser in 2013. Moving on. Who said that a Jezza doesn't have any class? If that were true, why would Clarkson buy this luxurious boat? The 1973 Mercedes-Benz 600 Grosser. It is the kind of car designed for a leisurely Sunday drive, but you definitely prefer to relax in the back seat instead of being behind the wheel. Clarkson went on a lengthy quest to find the ultimate saloon car, and he ultimately settled on the magnificent Mercedes-Benz 600 Grosser. This old-school marvel operates on a 6.3-liter V8 with hydraulics instead of electric motors to maneuver the seats, doors, and windows. It's one of the reasons why Clarkson is such a fan of this classic ride that generated 241 horsepower. Next here is the 2015 McLaren 675 LT. It looks like Clarkson decided to indulge himself with an incredible supercar after linking his deal with Amazon for multiple seasons of the Grand Tour. Right after signing that lucrative contract, a stunning bright orange McLaren 675 LT was delivered straight to his London doorstep. With only 500 units produced, the McLaren 675 LT is a rare gem in the supercar world. After all, you've got to treat yourself sometimes. Priced at $350,000, this spectacular ride was the perfect way for Clarkson to splurge with all that Amazon cash in his pocket. 2011 Lexus LFA. When the Lexus LFA first appeared on Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson poked fun at it, having never driven it before. But after taking it for a spin and doing his own review, he fell in love with it so much that he bought one for himself. During the show, Clarkson even confessed that the LFA was the best car he'd ever driven. Its Yamaha-tuned exhaust note was pure music to any car lover's ears. Though he since sold the car, Clarkson has mentioned it several times, showing that it still holds a special place in his heart. 2010 to 2015 Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG Roadster. The Mercedes SLS AMG Roadster is a stunning machine, boasting a powerful 6.2-liter AMG V8 engine that can rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds with a top speed of 197 miles per hour. Clarkson had the pleasure of driving this high-performance luxury car back in 2011. He even made a stop in Notting Hill for a cup of tea and a smoke, all while keeping a watchful eye on his impressive ride. And who wouldn't? If you owned something that cool, you'd be keeping close tabs on it too. You might be thinking that how could this upcoming brand be missing from Clarkson's garage? So listeners, it is here. 2004 BMW M3 CSL. The CSL is magnificent. It's like the Isle of Man, defying the nanny state. It's BMW at its absolute best. Clarkson once said about the 2004 BMW M3 CSL, which stands for Coupe Sport Lightweight. He took the beast of a car to the Isle of Man on Top Gear where he couldn't get enough of it. And for good reason. The Isle of Man has no speed limits, making it the perfect playground for testing the CSL's raw power. Clarkson was in heaven, and it's no shock that he ended up owning this hardcore BMW. 2009 Range Rover Vogue. The Range Rover is the automotive equivalent of France, the Sony Bravia, the Sunday Times, and Mick Jagger. It's the answer, Clarkson wrote in his 2009 review of Land Rover's flagship SUV. We can assume that he meant it's classy, sophisticated, yet still cool and stylish. Clarkson doesn't just drive a Range Rover regularly, he also insists on having a fleet of them on hand whenever he's filming a motoring show. These SUVs are perfect for hauling production staff and gear, keeping pace with fast cars, and tackling off-road terrain with ease. Wrapping our list with the 1997 Ferrari F355. No car collection is complete without a Ferrari, and Clarkson made sure to pick one of the best, the Ferrari F355, powered by a 3.5-liter V8. After testing it on Top Gear, Clarkson was so impressed that he went out and bought one for himself. But the purchase wasn't without regrets. He wished he had gone for the hardtop version and soon realized the flashy car got him pulled over by the police far too often. Clarkson also had his heart set on a green model, but ended up with the iconic red paint job, which, let's be honest, looks just fine to us. Summing up here in the words of Clarkson, speed has never killed anyone, suddenly becoming stationary. That's what gets you. Like this compilation? Share your thoughts so we can make more of it. And like and subscribe to Motor Rhythm before leaving.